Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here we are sitting just under a month out from Powerlifting America's Nationals in Reno, Nevada, and it is the home stretch where things are starting to ramp up. Now, if you remember last week, I ended the week feeling pretty bad, and because of that, I actually had to postpone training from Monday to Tuesday this week because I was still dealing with those flu-like symptoms. I had no appetite, but this was a great example, and I'm debating maybe I'll make a separate video on this tomorrow, but it's a great example of trusting the process and me kind of trusting in Bill to make the best decision for training this week while also forcing myself the calories to get better. And because of that, I only needed a deload session rather than a deload week coming off of that illness. So the Buffalo bar squats that you just saw were from day one. We really ratcheted those back about 60 pounds from last week. And then I did my usual RDLs, but those were peeled back. And then these pin presses and dumbbell bench presses that you're seeing here were kind of right back on track to progressing from where I was a week ago. So still pushing forward on these lifts because I was feeling better, right? Bill, I was in contact with him, letting him know, how he felt. He kept those same training sessions. Basically, it was a repeat of the week before. So other than that first day, we didn't go down in weight, but it was like doing it over again. And because I was given the liberty of RPE-based training for those bench presses, I actually went up from the week before. And that's kind of the right side here. I was forced into some rest, and my shoulders and my bicep, which had been bothering me, is still on track for recovery, and I've been able to do some heavy benching, which is great. Now, I did skip my 2-count pause deadlifts. They were not super exciting. I say skip. I skipped the video here, right? I didn't skip doing them, but you're just not seeing them from day 3 of the week. And then here we are in day 4, and basically this is redemption day. This is the squatting, benching, and deadlifting that I was supposed to do last week. I started to feel bad, so I called it. And I am very fortunate because if you remember from my video last week, I called it because my knee was hurting and I had some pain in my quad with this very set with 745 pounds. Now, I was scheduled to go up to 775 pounds, and that was the plan again this week. And if you all have followed my training, 775 is my all-time gym PR, and it's only 8 pounds off of my all-time personal best in a competition for squat. So it is a large number, and sometimes the nerves are certainly there, especially coming off of a week where you essentially fail it and you call it early and then you get sick. So this rep here with 745 was what I would consider very casual. And this is where I realized, oh, okay, we are feeling good enough to do this. And here it is, the top set with 775. You'll notice I grabbed spotters, and I appreciate these guys. Anyone who ever helps me out in the gym with a spot, I just want to give you a shout out. But, they're taking care of me, keeping me safe. I tend not to like to ask for spots, but we're getting to the point in the training cycle where I just need to be safe. And, 8 plates on a squat can be a little daunting. But if you watch this is probably the cleanest walkout I've ever had with a weight this heavy. And the squat itself is, maybe a solid RPE 9. I think 800 pounds was definitely there if I loaded it up, which is, saying something considering that just a week ago I was bedridden and had no appetite. So, this just goes to show what sticking to the plan can do. And I was ready to concede a full week of deload this week, but Bill, shout out to him. He knows exactly what he's doing. Went ahead and just said, hey, let's repeat this week, and it paid off big. Now, this here was probably my sloppiest set of the entire week. It was my back down, so I had 2 back down triples with 695, and coming off of 775 as a single, there's this feeling of relief that you hit your top single for the week, but it can cause you to kind of overlook a number like 695, which for triples, that's no easy weight for me. And I ended up kind of just being out of position for 2 of those 3 reps, but strength wise, it was there and I was able to reel them in. So definitely good signs of progress as far as squat goes. Now, bench almost, it's starting to shine here, and it's just in time. I'm feeling really strong with my bench press. You'll notice this is a Spoto press, which means I'm supposed to bring it down just before touching. And Bill and I had talked whenever I first was having this bicep issue. I was bringing it down to just where the pain would be. You'll notice I've gotten this down to be just off of my chest, and I think I'm certainly good to be able to touch at this point. So maybe we'll work some of those in, maybe not. I'm feeling completely fine, but I'm starting to get a glimpse of hope that we might try and bench press like a PR at least, and maybe have a shot at a 500-pound bench press. I don't know. So time will tell over these next few weeks. Now, deadlift is the laggard here. It wouldn't be right if there wasn't one lift that was just being a little slow. Now, you'll notice this 685 moves really well. I was very happy with that. But the 725 top set, while it does move better than 715 did last week that was just a death rep with 715. It's still not as fast as I would have liked it, but all things considering, coming off of illness after a 775 squat and all of those benches and the reps with 695, I'm okay that deadlift can be lagging a little bit. And I think if we drop some of this fatigue, obviously for a competition, deadlift will show up. And that's the one that adrenaline seems to help the most. And here we are just kind of closing up the week with my back down triples. So overall, I'm feeling great. It was much needed to get that momentum back, and I'm feeling good again. So thank you all for watching as always, and like and subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, happy lifting.